going on, guys? Alright, so doing a little preview video here of the England-Norway match coming up on Saturday. Probably Friday when you guys see this, when it first drops, hopefully, if there's no copyright issues. Let's see, what is this channel name? The Athletic FC, Athletic Football Club. Alright, so go ahead over to that channel. Of course, link will be in the description. The title of the video is Erling Haaland, England's worst nightmare. So of course, Norway player. We got Haaland, we got Nusa, we got Bellingham, and Kane, Harry Kane, for England. So yeah, we got a star matchup for sure. Really looking forward to this match. So this is the one I'm most looking forward to out of all the 4 matches left. I know right now France is playing Morocco. Spain plays Belgium tomorrow, Friday, at the time I'm doing this. So you guys hopefully will have already seen that preview video that I did for Spain and Belgium. Anyway, go ahead and hit that like button, share, comment, subscribe, and also hit the hype button if you could. When you hit that like button, when you do that, that knocks out one of the algorithm cops. That just puts them to sleep real quick, to where they can't keep this video locked behind bars, locked behind a curtain anymore. So it's able to get out and creep out into that algorithm. Now, if you want to put them to sleep for good, what you can do is share the video. Tell a few people about the video. Direct them to the channel. So therefore they can hit the like button. And that offs the algorithm cops for good. That gets rid of them for good. So this will stay out in that algorithm. Anyway, do that if you could. That helps. Goes a long way in the YouTube algorithm. It's crazy out there. It's tough. We're on the way to 10K. That's amazing. That's not a lot compared to a lot of channels, but that's a lot compared to some other channels, even some I watch. A lot of channels are struggling. It's crazy. So I'm ahead of a lot of people, and I'm behind a lot of people. So it's good or bad, whichever way you look at it. It is what it is right now. So I appreciate each and every one of you. 10K is quite an accomplishment to be moving towards. Like I say, even though it's not a big number compared to a lot of other creators, reactors out there, hey, it's something. It's a lot better than some. So I appreciate it. I appreciate all of you guys for rocking with me. Let's jump into this video. 3, 2, 1, play.
Is Norway striker Erling Haaland possibly England's worst nightmare, JJ?
He is possibly their worst nightmare. And the thing with Haaland is that we know he's amazing, but how come, even though defenders know he's amazing, he's still able to gain separation from them? How is he able to get into space? You can see him do it in the World Cup, so you think he'd be marked. But look here, this is what happens. There's Brazil versus Norway.
Yeah.
This is what England have to look out for. So, Gabriel is tight to Haaland. That's what you think you'd want to have, because you want to know where he is, maybe be shirt tight so he can't get away from you. You know he's the danger man. As the play progresses down the left, what you see is he starts to just start walking around a bit like Messi. Because you think he'd be in the last line all the time. He started in this thing where he just wanders around and sticks while the play goes around him. And there's a reason for it. So when the play continues down here, it means that he's got a bit of separation. So he can make the run, he can time it with when the cross comes in to either go one way around the defender or around the other. You never know what he's going to do. What he ends up doing here, because the ball is end up slowing down, he turns into his right foot to try and cross it in. So he gets a bit closer to Gabriel. So he's kind of tight to him. He's maybe not as tight as you want to be. Gary Neville said he thinks he should be shirt tight to him straight away. But he's got a bit of a run on him here. What Haaland does is this trick he always does this 1,000 times, and England defenders will know this, but you can't really stop
this way,
it.
then
One way
goes.
to go the other. So he drags you just 1 yard to snip in front, and he's so fast to accelerate, and so massive that the time he gets that, that's the one chance you need.
That's where he scored.
So this is the kind of thing that England need to be aware of. Is that
they were so careful not to even show the goal. Okay, I respect it though. Gotta abide by the copyright nonsense. So crazy.
Little movement, so they need to get shirt tight to him, which might then mean they're dragged away because he's moving to little weird spaces, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So other things he does, again, loads of space. He's finding himself on the edge of the box here, which is something that he doesn't tend to do, I see in the Premier League. He doesn't tend to do this, but for Norway, he's been doing this. So when he has the ball here, Brazil kind of have to keep their line, so it kind of makes sense that they're there, but obviously someone's going to have to go tight. They're not sure exactly who. So when he gets it, the two defenders aren't sure who to jump onto him. Someone needs to, and he ends up being able to take a shot. But what you see here is something very clever, and Wayne Rooney pointed this out on the BBC coverage for the game last evening. So here's Haaland. He takes his first touch on his right foot, second on his left. It's a bit of confusion to set himself up for the shot. But what you see is by doing this and pulling the defender towards you, you know that when you line up like this, the defender is going to have to take a big step
Right.
should open up his legs. And so Rooney was saying that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer used to teach him this in coaching. So he probably taught Haaland back when he played together. What was the club he played at? It was called
Norway.
Yeah, I think it was Messi Molde. I think
I was
wasn't
just
it?
joking. It was
One of those.
Mulder, yeah.
The defender opens up his legs, he shoots through it. That's how he finishes here. So you know you get to get tight to him, but if he's going to line up a shot, you can't open up your legs.
All right, so I'm guessing he's going to talk about, the England defense and everything. So I hope he talks about England a little bit to get kind of a preview of both teams. He's mainly focusing on Erling, of course, since he's the main striker for Norway. It'll be interesting because England has a well-rounded team from the few games I've seen so far in the World Cup. I really like the way they play. I really like the two-man game between Kane and Bellingham. They've had a lot of assists, passes, whatever you want to call it, to each other. I think Bellingham got 2 goals in the Mexico game. They beat Mexico, which was crazy because Mexico had not lost up to that point. I don't think that was a great game, probably the best game I've seen so far. And I think Kane got a penalty kick goal as well. So yeah, they scored all 3 goals. It was 3-2. But I really like the way they play off each other. So far, they seem to be a great two-man duo. So that seems to work. Like I said in one of the videos before about, you guys haven't even seen it yet because I did a highlight video of Erling Haaland's top 10 goals. Is in copyright hell right now, so who knows when you'll see it. But I mentioned his teammate Antonio Nusa, who just stood out to me for some reason. The guy is he looks like Mike Tyson on a soccer field, on a football pitch, football field, whatever you want to call it. That's who he reminds me of. That's who he's kind of built like, I guess. He just looks like he's a brick wall, that he could literally just punch through a brick wall. He's the last dude you ever want to mess with, it seems like to me. I don't know his reputation. I don't know what type of player he is. He just seemed to be involved in a lot of the plays and the scoring plays so far that I've seen of Norway, the games I've seen. He just seemed to really stand out to me for some reason. So I don't even know if he's considered one of their top players. From what I've seen, I would say yes, but what do I know? So that's kind of a two-man duo as well with Haaland and Nusa against Kane, Bellingham. We'll see. Obviously I don't think they play the same positions or anything like that, but you guys can let me know. Let's see what else he says here.
He's going to try and aim through you. So another way you can't really stop him even though you're trying to.
Right.
He's very good.
Perhaps it's better not to be there.
Perhaps you should just go home. Perhaps. Forfeit the game. Now, here's Haaland again doing that thing he does, but he's not playing on the last line, just standing in space. And again, I think it's so he can time his run. So I don't know exactly. I'd like to ask him if I've got a chance. But Norway are playing this lovely ball inside Oscar ball. I think it's to Odegaard making the run inside. And there's other things going on at how they pulled apart this defence here. But when it comes in, again, he's got a bit of separation, so the defender knows he's there, but he should be marked by the central midfielder. But this keeps happening, that they're not passing it on. And you see this a few times with England, with Elliot Anderson, a bit of confusion with him and Mark Gahey especially, where they're not sure who's passing on when. So when he passes this player on, Haaland should be getting marked. He can make either one of these 2 runs, but the central midfielder's too late. The other defender has to come across to try and deal with this. And that means that, again, he's in space, even though it's Erling Haaland.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you do, you're going to have to deal with him. And also the threat in behind, running in behind. So England are going with a high press at the moment. They're trying to play
here we
quite
go.
aggressive and high, which means obviously the back line is going to be higher. If at any point there's not enough pressure on the first man on the ball, it means they can get a ball over the top. So this has happened a couple times already with different teams. Haaland's going to be looking for this ball over the top. But here's just one more example. So this is Norway on a quick attack here. They're trying to break. You might see this against England quite a lot. So as they're breaking forward, the ball goes
he's very good. Haaland is very, very impressive as far as moving, without the ball, like getting free and stuff, from what I've seen and the highlight video that I saw of him. He doesn't just stand, get the ball, and then have to work his way free. He's very, very good at breaking free, to get open a little bit, to get himself some space. I don't know. That's what I've noticed so far.
Left, you see,
and I think that's what he's talking about here.
In the last line yet. He's trying to time it so he can time his acceleration to get full speed to the time.
I'll be honest, this is a little advanced for me and my very limited knowledge. My month into the sport, obviously this guy's breaking down plays, breaking down patterns of defenses and everything, how he moves. It's a little advanced for me. I don't really know what he's saying all that much. I was hoping he'd dive into the type of defense England has a little more, which he did. He did do more. So, Yeah, because it's sounding like he is a Holland stan for sure. Fine, whatever. I don't care. It's just like there's no defense for him. Basically, he's going to have an easy time with England's defense. Is what it sounds like to me. I don't know. You guys can let me know.
Into the box. That's what I think he's doing.
Yeah.
He also can see there's going to be an overlapping run here. He knows that's what's going to happen because Noosa's coming inside. So he doesn't go as fast as he could do yet. He's not trying to sprint to the end. As the ball goes wide, overlap comes in. He gets further forward.
Oh,
and
hold
at
on.
this point, sprint to the happen because Noosa's coming inside.
Okay,
So he
there he
doesn't go
is.
as fast as he could do yet. He's not trying to sprint to the end. As the ball goes wide, overlap comes in. He gets further forward, and by this point, he knows that the overlap's going to align. So you can see he's exactly in line with the winger, as the fullback, so he can get into the box exactly where the ball's going to go, so he can score. So everything he's doing is absolutely perfect movement. And there's certain players in the world that have this aura around them where they manage to have space even though they don't. There's players like Messi, Mbappe, Haaland. So no matter what they do, they're going to have these problems. But there is one other thing I've noticed with England, what keeps happening against them is teams like DR Congo and Mexico especially, they're just playing from side to side. So because they're trying to press them really high, and maybe that's why they're playing quite compact, and then they just get shifted around, and that's where they're finding people at the back post. So Haaland will find space here.
Yeah.
This is Mexico.
That's what I was going to say. That's going to be kind of. He's saying it's going to be pretty simple for him to get by their defense. All right.
They've gone from the left
We'll see.
to the right, and then they end up putting the ball into the box. But there's
The
a bit
back,
of a scuffle
okay.
where Jimenez header that hits the post, right? But the thing that's interesting about this one is that they have moved from the left to the right, and it's players maybe not tracking the fullback overlap. So you see Gordon's getting in here, and Nico O'Reilly's got to deal with this here. Sometimes the wide winger is not tracking the man, and they're getting the free man so that they can put the ball into the box. Again, that's where Haaland will try and score. But it's sort of DR Congo. So when they're playing from the left-hand side here, they switch over to the right. There's multiple examples of this. And here is, I think it's Rashford, doesn't track his man. Wan-Bissaka overlaps and gets forwards, happened a few times in the game, but you also had it on the other side of the pitch during it as well. By the time they get here, not following one man means that one man has to deal with two, which means you've got other problems because other players have to come across to try and adjust it. By the time the ball goes into the box, the striker is in position to be able to tap it in. He just hits the outside of the post here. That could have been a second goal for DR Congo.
Yeah.
But this is the thing that England will probably have to work out with, is that Norway, I'd imagine, will try and do the same thing. They'll switch from side to side, try and find Haaland in the middle. Haaland will be able to get in behind when they're trying to press them high.
And Haaland won't miss.
And he won't miss. He is their worst nightmare,
Yeah.
apart from monsters, but he is a monster.
Do you think also
Yeah,
the only way for England to win this game is to, this is going to sound silly, score more goals than Norway do? Because I just feel like Norway are going to score a goal. I don't think England can keep them out.
I think you always have to score more
Do you always have to score more goals to win? I don't know.
goals in the opposition to win a game.
If you like this video, please consider subscribing to the
Great advice. Score more goals. Hey, team with the most points in basketball usually wins too. Yeah. All right, but anyway, okay, that was an interesting video. Like I say, a little advanced for me, probably, definitely for sure, because a lot of that went right over my head. You guys can break it down further, I guess, for me to what he was saying. I mean, I get it. He's saying England's defense is weak in very, significant areas to where Haaland can easily get by them, get behind them, whatever, run his patterns that he likes to run, zigzags and everything. That basically he's saying Haaland's going to destroy them. That he's their worst nightmare, as the video says. So he's probably picking Norway to beat England. I don't know. That's going to be an interesting game because I've been very impressed with both teams so far. Neither team has lost, right? Did England tie one time so far? I can't remember. I don't think, Norway, I'm very sure hasn't lost. I've seen like 3 games of each of them, I think. I missed one of each, I know, because I, saw the result, saw who won before I saw the match. So I just can't watch stuff when I already know what's going to happen, who won, what the score is. I can't do it with team sports. I just can't. But anyway, okay, let me know what you think. What is your prediction? I'm going to make a predict. I'm going to say England. They just seem like to look. This is my opinion. I know nothing. Okay? This is just based off what I've seen and the way I've seen them play against the way I've seen Norway play. Like I say, they're both very impressive to me. Okay? But England seems to be a little more well-rounded team to me. That's all. Take it for what it's worth, which is 0. Let me know if you agree. Let me know why I'm wrong if you think I'm wrong, which I probably am. But, let me know who you think once again. And don't forget to hype, like, share, comment, subscribe. That all goes a long way. Appreciate every one of you guys. Stay safe. Be careful. I am gone.